Who said that?
No one said that.
I said, are you mad?
Oh God. Petrol shortage and the Mandela effect. Well, welcome everyone everywhere to the Elite Thinking Club. Welcome back to the Elite Thinking Club. I'm Chris Jules Julian. I'm joined by Liz, Mads, and Michael. You right, guys?
Yeah.
Hello again.
Hi.
Yeah. So, like, we literally just started talking about this petrol shortage in the UK right now, and it isn't a petrol shortage in the UK right now, but just everyone's going mad, right? So we're going to explore that. But before we go any further, you cannot change anything unless you're willing to understand it, and you cannot understand it unless you're willing to explore it. A good debate doesn't get ugly. We may talk of things that make people feel vulnerable. Beliefs held sacred may be challenged because of life experiences, but we're not trying to make people wrong or to incite riot, but simply explore. So welcome to the Elite Thinking Club. Right, guys, let's go in on this. So, right, there's obviously not a petrol shortage, but everyone's just going absolutely nuts to get petrol. But why?
Because the media has spread lies again. And made everybody fucking panic like they did with the hand sanitizer and toilet roll they didn't really need. So because of them, I've now lost out on seeing family the weekend because I can't guarantee that I can get fuel because of some pricks out there have panicked and gone and brought all the fucking fuel.
It's funny you say that because I saw this woman, right? She double bagged plastic bags and started filling the bags with petrol and put them in her boot. And I was just thinking,
Chinese?
I can't say if she was what no, I don't know if she was Chinese or not. But it was just it was just like some footage, like a 5-second video of her doing it. And it was just like, why are you doing that? Surely it isn't that bad. Like how are you going to get fuel out the plastic bags? Like
crazy.
That's so ridiculous. There's a guy near me who was who filled up cans and was selling them at £20 a can.
That's just terrible. That's just terrible. Sorry. But there's people out there that actually need it, and there's people that just jump on it to make a quick buck or two.
For real. So, I was doing my food shop and I drove past the pump and I saw this massive queue and I was just like, what is going on here? But then I obviously heard like later. Yeah, it is nuts.
Yeah, I had no idea because I don't watch the news. So when I saw this queue and I was actually on my way to filming and I thought, oh, I'm okay, I've got half a tank. On the way home from filming, I was like, oh, I might just top up because I was going backwards and forwards. And every single garage I passed, no fuel. They had all the cones out empty. And I thought, what's going on? This is something really strange. And then you go on social media and there you go, there's your news. So yeah, but the thing is, the media have again misinformed the public. So although people are getting irate with the people for panicking, okay, I get it. You know, people have been a bit silly and panicked and, you know, just been overcautious on it. But really, we can't blame the people because they have basically gone off of what they've been scaremongered and told by the media, which was BP was the only company, fuel provider, that had an issue with drivers, not fuel. There was no shortage in fuel, it was shortage in drivers. So it would have affected BP garages only. So all these other Shell garages, Jet garages, all the supermarket garages, they weren't going to be affected by it. It was just going to be BP for a short amount of time. But now the media knew what they were doing. So they dangled the little carrot again, and they've actually created a shortage in fuel at all of these garages because people have gone off of that information and panicked. But it's like, don't people actually stop and think, hold on a minute, what is going on? We've had a really crazy past 18 months. Every single thing that's been going on, like on these media outlets, it's crazy. Like, will people not stop and think, hold on a minute? Like,
so come on. That's what we mentioned in like previous episodes, how there is this, it's a systemic approach to making people submissive. So we talked about it like the Nazis did it to the Jews. It wasn't instant. It was over a period of time. Mission creep. Right. Yeah, we did. I'll put it in the description. It was mission creep. And if you haven't watched that episode, watch it, because we actually spoke about this like months ago, and we said people are going to slowly start to be introduced to a lifestyle that they will actually forget we had a pandemic, but this will now seem like the norm. And what they're doing is they generate scares like this to just see how much control they still have of the people. Now, I also heard that if you want to sell a lot of fuel, create a demand for it, make it seem scarce. That way, a lot of people will use it, buy it, and then you've now got rid of it. So is this not maybe a way to do that?
Have a sell-by date.
Yeah, so
It
apparently
expires, doesn't it?
Yeah, so apparently fuel has like an expiry date or a use sell-by date or something. And I don't know that if that's 100% true, but apparently, and because we had such a long period of not many people driving, hence the lockdowns and everything, it was coming to an end. So they need to get rid of it. So the only way to do that is to generate like a mob, a panic, and now everyone's using it because they feel like
also,
they're not going to.
Sorry. Also, at the beginning of September, the government brought out this new petrol initiative with regards to being more eco-friendly, and it's called the petrol's called E10. And now a lot of people don't realise. If you actually go to a pump and you look on the E10 pump, it has in small writing on there that please check that this is suitable for your vehicle, because obviously then they're not liable if you're, if they put that little bit in small print, they're not liable if it damages your vehicle, because E10 isn't actually suitable for older vehicles. And it has actually caused issues and damaged vehicles that have been using it that are older. And I think it's older than cars that are manufactured 2011 sort of backwards. So I mean, I know people that have cars that are 2011, 2010, 2008, 2005, so they can't use it. And the other week when I went to the petrol station before this madness, there was diesel, E5 and E10, and I always would use E5, and I have seen it myself, the note on the E10. And anyway, when I went, just for research purposes, when I went to the garage the other day, I thought I'm just going to check and see if there's any E5, because they've created this hype and this panic. I wonder if there's any left. And every single pump for the petrol, so there was 2 petrol pumps and a diesel, on each pump. Both of the petrol pumps were E10, whereas before it was E5 and E10. And I'm not saying that's at every garage, but this particular garage that I went to, it was. And the guy thought I was a bit weird because I was looking around every pump, and he said to me, "What are you doing?" And I spoke to him about it, and he said to me, "Yeah, we don't have E5. We got rid of it last week." Before this crisis, he was like, "We only have and stock E10 now. That's all you can get here. So if you want E5, you'll have to go and look for elsewhere, but you probably won't get it because most of them are all going to be E10 now. That's what they've brought in." So it's like,
so as we
everyone's
evolve
now filling their cars up with it.
So as we evolve the thought process on this, like still not out of a pandemic yet, and people are still easily influenced, and then talking about how they're trying to get us to be fully electric by the year 2050. Well, that's the prediction. We will be fully electric by 2050. And I know there's also like all governments are pushing towards this. If people aren't willing to make the change, they kind of need to enforce it. So let's say that they do something like subtly switch the petrol. Old cars are going to malfunction simply because people are putting in the wrong fuel. So that's one way of getting rid of a lot of old cars, so that it forces the owners to have to purchase new cars, which by law, let's say in like 5 years' time, all that will be available is electric cars. So is that not maybe something to think? Like they're very clever. Now that's obviously us
say by
exploring.
2030, by 2030, 40% of the cars sold will be electric. That's a hell of a lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
And then by 2050, like you say, it's predicted that globally it will just predominantly be electric cars sold.
So let's talk about like a scarcity in petrol a little bit more. If that is the case and they want to cash in real quick, this won't be the only, like it might be like this for a while. You can only get it when you get it. So people will just start always topping up their cars more than what they need. And because you've got it, you'll no doubt drive more. Yeah. And hence
what else
smashing
will
up
they
your car.
do? Slightly rack up the prices.
Yeah, like the demand for
week,
it.
month by month. Yeah.
And not only does that put more money in their pockets, it actually mashes up your car. Oh.
And your wallet.
Yeah.
We're just, have you seen that? There's we're running out of ETC hoodies, so better panic buy them.
Oh god.
Get them while you
yeah.
can. Yeah, it's mad.
There's only 3 left.
Who's going to be the lucky 3 to get them? Yeah. Right. So that's the petrol thing that we've just sort of brushed on lightly there. But I want to talk about something else. Michael, I know that you brought this to the group and I think this is great. The Mandela effect. So let's explore this. What is the Mandela effect?
So the Mandela effect, so it's called that because it's it was first thought about because a lot of people think that Mandela actually died in prison, which he didn't. He died out of prison. So that's why it's called that. So it's like a collective false pretense. Yeah. So everybody's believing the same lie.
Wow.
Right.
So a good one, like straight away, is so if anyone's seen Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, and what can you think of a memorable line from Star Wars?
A memorable line from Star Wars.
Yeah. The earlier ones, not the prequels, the sequels, and all that other stuff. The original.
I am your father.
Yeah, Luke, I am your father, or there is no try. You either do or you do not. Yoda.
No, that is that one. So the one concerning the father part.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think it's Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
But it's actually just I am your father.
Yeah, I am your father.
I thought it was Luke, I am your father.
I did. Like I've said that so many times. And then when I read it and I was like, you sure? Or E.T. was a big phrase from E.T.
E.T. phone home.
Yeah, well, apparently it's not E.T. phone home. It is actually E.T. home phone.
Wait a minute.
I must admit that I am your father thing, it used to irritate me because some people would say, Luke, I am your father. And I used to think there was no Luke bit. It's I am your father.
Yeah.
So this is the Mandela effect.
And people used to, and I remember my brothers telling me off. They were like, you've got it wrong. And I was like, no, it's I am your father.
Yeah, but wait, it can't be E.T. home phone. Well, surely not.
Apparently that's what it says it is.
Phone. I suppose it could be.
Phone home.
Well, we'll have to watch it. You have to watch it and find out.
Are you trying to get everybody just to watch E.T.? God's sakes. Right, I am gonna.
So I heard of another Mandela effect, right? And that is in Star Wars again. C-3PO, the droid. Everyone thinks he's like solid gold or solid silver. He's one of the two, but he's actually got one leg that isn't. It's the complete opposite color. But the Mandela effect is a visual, not only like a saying. So, where's there another one? There's got to be more. There's got to be more. Oh yeah.
So I know of 50s. We're quite a lot.
Yeah, I might even say one that you might know, Michael. So you know in Hannibal, like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter says something, and but everyone thinks he says hello, Clarice, but he never says that.
Yeah, it's morning, Clarice.
Morning, Clarice, but he actually never says it. But everyone thinks he says it. How? Why would everyone think he says that then? Where did that come from?
What's that old phrase? You know, master of none or something.
Yeah, a jack of all trades is a master of
none. Yeah, but so that's where normally everyone stops.
Yeah.
But there's actually, it goes on for a lot more.
Yeah, the saying's actually longer. So a jack of all trades is a master of none, but a jack of all is still better than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oftentimes better than, let me find what it actually is. A jack of trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yes.
There's loads.
Curious George. So do you reckon it's got a tail or not?
Is that the monkey?
Yeah.
He.
I thought he had quite a long one.
Yeah.
That's your 2 votes. What about you, Matt?
No idea.
He actually hasn't got a tail. Monopoly. Everyone's seen Monopoly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone remembers the Monopoly man as having a monocle.
Having a what?
A monocle.
Yeah, yes.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Who's that?
He
The
doesn't.
Pringles man? Is that the Pringles man? Got the monocle.
No, I think it's the peanut bar that's got a monocle. You know the.
So that is the
what we call
Mandela
Mr.
effect.
Peanut. Yeah. Forrest
No.
Gump. Forrest
Yeah.
Gump. What's the most famous phrase in Forrest Gump?
Run, Forrest, run.
What's
I thought-
what's the next one?
Life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
You
That's
ain't
what
got no
his-
legs, Lieutenant
his-
Dan.
his
But
mum
that
made-
chocolate one. So a lot of people. I mean, you got it right, but a lot of people think it's life is like a box of chocolates.
No, because he says it's what his mama said or his friend said, and he says life was like a box of chocolates.
Life,
go
is,
ahead.
Yeah.
life is.
Do you think it is, Mads?
There it is. I'm sorry. As
Life was.
ET definitely said, I've got it now. ET definitely said, ET phone home.
Yeah, ain't no home phone. What the fuck?
Let me quickly Google it.
Tell you what, we're going on a tangent, yeah, but Forrest Gump is a
Home-
great film, ain't it? Like,
I
with all of the
love that
sayings.
film. It's one of my favorites.
I just want to put it out there though. I absolutely hate Jenny. Like, I think what a bitch. Like, what a fucking. I hate her. I actually genuinely hate her. What a wrong'un. Like, she took full advantage of a man who. I hate Jenny. I just hate her. You don't disappear
And then she came
and then
back
come
with
back,
AIDS, didn't
get
she?
pregnant, and then just.
Come back with AIDS, get pregnant, and then
Sure. Oh mate, I
no,
can't.
no,
Jenny,
she came
man.
back because she was ill, got pregnant, and then she calls him up and says, "Here's your kid. Let's go back and get married. I've got AIDS."
Did she
Don't
say-
get me wrong. She had a bad childhood, yeah. But I get
Yeah.
it. She had a messed up childhood, right? But like, she just fully takes advantage of Forrest Gump, like fully. She messed up.
I can't find the bit, but he does say phone home.
Anyway, if you're watching,
I love that
you
they're
got-
both like, I need to listen to this.
I got to prove it. Yeah, if you're watching and
ET
you haven't
never,
done so already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. What's that, Mads?
never said phone home, and Forrest Gump quote was wrong too. How your memory plays tricks on you. Oh. It comes up with a news article and you Google it.
Why would
I
you
just
say
heard it.
home phone?
I just heard it. It literally says ET home phone.
No
Oh, I need to listen to it now.
I've got it here. Hang on. I'll play it to the mic. Hang on. Listen.
No way.
Do you hear that?
No, hold on a minute.
Look. ET home phone.
Wow. Yeah, but doesn't he do it like later on as well? E.T.
Well, it might do when he. She changes it.
She
That's the girl.
changed it.
Yeah, she
Oh,
changed it
yeah,
after.
it's the girl. See,
Fucking
George,
women.
it's the Jenny and the kid, Drew Barrymore and Jenny.
And the next day,
Hey, I need a musical. It's a hard knock life for us. Apparently,
Yeah.
It's the hard knock life, and I know this because I used to read it, and we did it in performing arts when I was a kid. I was in a little troupe, and we used to do it at the theatre.
yes, Hayley.
It's the hard knock life
That's
for
great.
us. So
We
it's
got,
the hard knock life.
So we had a comment from Hayley, and she said, in Sleeping Beauty, when she talks to the mirror, she says, magic mirror on the wall, not mirror on the wall.
no, she doesn't.
She does. I've seen it. I've seen it on.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Who's the fairest of them all?
ET,
No, that's Snow White, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
whichever one she's in.
Yeah.
But when she
yeah.
says it, yeah, he's magic mirror on the wall.
It's magic mirror, not mirror mirror.
Yeah.
So what have we been saying all of our lives?
We've been saying
It's just
mirror mirror on the wall.
Mandela effect.
It's yeah, it's just the Mandela effect. Like it has the power to do it to you. So
like I admit,
question everything.
I sometimes sing the wrong lyrics. I mean, everybody does it. I'm human. So sometimes I'll more so when I was younger, you know, you hear a song, you think you hear a lyric, and you are like, yeah, blah, and then someone stops you and goes, what are you singing? What? And then you're like, it's that. And then what was the song? Oh, there is a famous song, and I would always say,
I'll tell you a story.
I know what one. Hold on. It's that Bruno Mars. There's a Bruno Mars song.
Grenade.
No, it's that one he did with it's that Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk.
Oh yeah, so it was something like, oh yeah, I can't say it. What I
So
thought
I'll tell you a story,
but,
right?
yeah.
I'll tell you a story. He won't mind me saying this. We're in Afghanistan now, yeah, and playing some old school hip hop, right? And on comes Dre, and it's like, keep the head ringing, ring ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong. And before that chorus hits in, before the hook kicks in, it goes booyakasha, booyakasha. So obviously those who know what booyakasha means, right? And my friend Wardy, and he's white from Norfolk, and he thought it was saying rise and shine, and he started saying it, and I said, what the fuck? And he was just like, rise and shine, and I was just like, Woody, don't mate, it's not rise and shine, it's booyakasha. And he's like, oh, and then he was like, I felt for him. I wanted to hug him. Like he was singing it, layering it, and I was like, "Oh, it's still a banger. It's still a banger," and we still crack up every year. Like we still crack up about it.
Oh my gosh!
But I don't know if that's Mandela effect or if someone just gets the wrong lyrics. But it's just funny, man. Bless him, man.
It could be a bit of both, couldn't it? Because it's kind of the Mandela effect. Because if you think that's what you're hearing and you just continue to sing it, then you are actually thinking that is what you've heard. So then that kind of turns into the Mandela effect a little bit, because with all of this, we think we've heard ET phone home, it's ET home phone. So that's the Mandela effect. We're convinced it was phone home because we think that's what we've always heard.
Yeah.
I like it.
It is.
So Wizard of Oz.
All right.
What's Dorothy? What's favorite famous line about Kansas?
Blue suede shoes.
Is it? I want to go high. Oh gosh, I can't remember.
There's no place like home.
No. So a lot of people think she says, Toto, we're not in Kansas.
Oh yeah.
But the actual thing is, Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh my goodness.
It's not that deep though, that one. That one don't really.
Yeah.
So what, Dorothy?
Moving on next.
Dead.
Okay, Wizard of Oz again. The Wicked Witch gleefully yelled. What do you think she yelled?
I'll get you, my little pretty, and your little dog too.
That was that flip thing, wasn't it? Fly pretty.
My pretties, yeah. Fly my pretties.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Fly.
Yeah, so people think it's fly my pretties fly, but it's actually just fly.
No way, no way.
Oh, you've doubted them before.
That got me.
Jules is totally going to be checking all of these out, fact checking these after this episode. Fact check, Michael. He's knocking on your door, tracking you down.
This is interesting. That's cool. Is there any more, Michael?
The people that thought there's like a group of people that thought Mandela died in prison, even though he was released and did speeches and lived after his release from prison. People, what did they just think that was a robot or something, or did they weren't convinced that was him?
No, it's not that complex. They don't remember ever being released.
Generally, right. So some people genuinely don't remember that side and genuinely think he died in prison.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if we take a look at this Mandela effect and then referring back to the petrol shortage,
yes,
is it possible that some people didn't hear what we heard? They heard something else.
This is what I mean.
So they're innocent in it. It's not that people are going out going crazy.
That's why I said, like, a lot of people have been getting really angry, and like I've seen a lot on social media where people are, you know, saying it's stupid people, and in a way, okay, yes, you know, people have to be responsible for their actions and they have to think, but you have to remember what they've been fed and what they've heard, what they've perceived. They're emotional beings. They're going to react off of what they have heard and what they have perceived. And if that instills fear and panic in them, they're only going to act. They're not going to act rationally. So that's why you've seen these people with these double up bags, filling them up, you know, these jerry cans in the boot, and
it's
you
crazy.
know, it's utter madness. That those people are panicking, thinking, literally, I'm never going to be able to get fuel again. Like, you know, whereas we're probably like, just give it a few days to calm down. There isn't a shortage. Like, we've looked into it. We've heard it properly. It's BP. There's other companies other than BP. It's a massive industry. Billions and billions and billions. They ain't going to go away. There's always going to be fuel. Let's not be sitting on that one.
Until 2050.
It is like, you have to always remember, like, we're all going to get the Mandela effect somewhere along the line. So we're never going to be coming on this podcast all sanctimonious as fuck. Like, we're not the sanctimonious as fuck podcast. Like, come on, guys, we're human as well.
No.
So we make mistakes, but we're worth exploring, because unless you know, unless you pay attention, you know, unless you're told, unless you're informed, you could be affected by anything that we mention here on this podcast. And if you are, you know, that's something to pay attention to. Definitely.
But that's what I mean. Jules, you didn't really know about it, and neither did I, because we don't watch the news.
That's right.
I don't listen to the mainstream radio in my car. So mainly because I don't want to hear the propaganda, and a lot of it is negative. So I just switch it off. So I didn't really know. I wasn't informed of it. So
I found to live a much happier life.
And it wasn't like I was like, oh, I've heard that better than they have. I didn't even know it was happening. Like, I saw a few like queues and thought, oh, that's busy this morning. And then not until on the way home, like I said, everything's empty. What's going on? And I was actually like, what's going on here? Like, but I'd rather be what's going on here and then go and find out, rather than be full of panic and fear.
Just join the queue.
Yeah.
And, you know, I do sometimes sit and think, like, when it all comes to an end, when it does all collapse on itself, how is it going to be? I like to think that the human race will come together. We will see each other as just as vulnerable as each other, not in the same boat, but in the same storm, like we did when we went into lockdown. I'd like to think for that moment we had when it was so peaceful and so nice, we will actually do that again, rather than turn into an angry, vicious, all out for yourself mob, which is obviously not good, because we need each other. We really, really do.
And we need to look after each other, because there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be able to cope with, you know, comprehending different things that are to come. Whereas some people may be slightly more prepared, or may have, like, you know, may not have that fear instilled in them because they have kind of closed themselves off from it. So we're going to need each other, and there's going to be people that will be coming to people and needing their strength and needing their comfort, really, and support. So, you know, imagine if everybody, my friend said this to me the other day, imagine if everybody had turned their TVs off on Friday last week, there would be no shortage right now. There wouldn't, would there? Think about it. There wouldn't, because no one would have known about it.
Imagine if the news had actually nipped in the bud straight away and just went, you know what, there's not a shortage, this is actually the case. Then there would be, but because of the media doesn't give a fuck and they like panic because it sells, then they
must find it really entertaining. Like, oh, let's watch them all run out and get it. Oh, look, we can get our photos of all the queues in the cars, and let's go and get out all of our pictures and print them and make it look even worse. So then when people see those pictures of all the queues, they're like, oh, we better go out early in the morning and get it so we don't have to queue. You know, it creates more. It's the ripple effect. Mission creep.
Yeah.
Mission creep. Mads?
I think it's just madness. It's ridiculous. Sorry, my thing keeps beeping. When I was at Tesco's the other morning getting fuel, I mean, I was one of them people that got in the queue for over an hour and I did fill up my car. I hate to say it, but I did, because I was like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get fuel again. But there was someone filling up jerry cans as well. The staff were onto it, like they had people manning it and they stopped them doing it. They tried to fill up cans, but they stopped them. But just as I got to the front, they were like, I was fuming because I got out of the car on the forecourt and checked all the pumps to see where I should go to fill up. And I spent ages like in a queue to get into this particular pump. And just as I got there, the guy came out and put a sold out sign on the thing. And I was like, you are kidding me. And he was like,
oh dear.
Just run out. And I was like, are you joking? He was like, you can put the Supreme in your car. I was like, really? I didn't know that. He was like, yeah, it's the same. It's the same as unleaded. It's just better. So I was like, all right, whatever, fine. But he was like, but that's going to be gone in an hour and we don't know when our next delivery is.
Wow.
So yeah,
it was a bit much, wasn't it? That, I think it's going to settle. It will settle. It's just.
I drove around on the day prior, so on the Friday, that was the Saturday morning, I managed to get fuel. On the Friday, I couldn't get anywhere.
That's when it first happened, on the Friday.
Was it on the Friday? Yeah, it was, because I remember my mum texting me like, have you got petrol? Because we were supposed to be going out to the cinema on Friday night. She's like, have you got petrol? I was like, no, I need to get some. Why? I thought, why is she asking me that? She was like, because I haven't got any and I'm not going to be able to get any. And I was like, what do you mean you're not going to be able to get any fuel? And she's like, because of the fuel.
So you know, I like to do predictions, and I'm gonna predict that they're introducing this scare as to create a system where key workers only have access to petrol midweek, and anyone who isn't, you only have access weekends. Now I know that's me thinking like that, but I just do think that. I think that this is just the start of maybe introducing set days for set people with passes, just another way of them mission creep, if you will.
Well, they're already trying to filter into people's brains about the military being on the streets and the military being brought in, the army.
I thought they would.
The army are going to help with the shortages and have the army on the streets, so that we are all visually used to seeing the army on the streets, because that's slowly creeping in what's happened in Australia.
And then there'll be blocks on the roads, and then checking passes. Where are you going?
Checkpoints. You're only allowed to go 5 miles up the road. You're only allowed to do this. Where are you going?
Which is
back.
Like the Hunger Games.
Yep.
We need to get.
It's mad.
Look, we're obviously just having thoughts and stuff, but it is what it is. Elite thinking and exploring. So if you like this episode, guys, hit the like. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe so you never miss an episode. I think we're going to wrap it up there, guys. We've done
can I just say, I hope we're all wrong. I hope we're all wrong. I do not want to be right on this.
As we evolve, we will see as we proceed. So has anybody got anything else they want to add to this episode?
No.
Don't panic.
Happy days. Right. Well, guys, thanks again for watching, and we really appreciate you. But from me and everyone here at the Elite Thinking Club, everyone everywhere, peace and love.
Bye.